Hi, Amy Papandreou from Southern Waters Legal. I'm just continuing on from my previous video in relation to subpoenas and family law matters. I previously spoke about what subpoenas are and what the process is of issuing a subpoena. This video will canvass what the costs are of issuing a subpoena and complying with the subpoena, and also the consequences of non-compliance. So in terms of the costs, there is a filing fee associated with a subpoena, so that's $55 in the family court. And then you're also required to pay what's called conduct money if you issue a subpoena. So conduct money, if a party is required to produce documents, is their reasonable cost of complying with that subpoena. So the cost of things like photocopying, to actually be able to produce those documents. And then if somebody is required to give evidence, the conduct money involves things like reasonable travel costs and accommodation, meals, and then a fee for their attendance on the day. So there is a standard fee of $75 if the party is required to take some time off work, or otherwise if the party who is complying with the subpoena is an expert, there may be higher fees that are required in terms of conduct money. And then if documents are produced to the court and your solicitor is inspecting those documents, then you're likely to have costs of complying with that, of your costs, having to go into the court and inspect those documents and review them. So there are legal costs involved as well. And that's something to factor in when you're issuing a subpoena about the costs that are going to be involved. In terms of the consequences of non-compliance, a subpoena, if issued to a party, is quite serious. It's a legal document and it compels a party to give that evidence. So if you do not comply with the subpoena that has been issued, then a warrant may be, a warrant for your arrest may be issued. You may be liable for the cost of the party who issued that subpoena if you fail to comply. And then there's other penalties that may apply if you don't comply, things like a bond, paying a fine, and then at the sort of higher end of things, there is a penalty of imprisonment if you don't comply with the subpoena. So it is a legal document, it's very serious, you are required to comply with it if issued to you. That pretty much sets out what the costs are and the consequences of non-compliance. If you have any particular questions about subpoenas or whether they might be relevant in your matter or to you generally, feel free to ask us and we can assist you in any way that you need. But otherwise, thank you for tuning in.